Former President Obama shared some of his views about the conflict yesterday. One of the things he said was that the Israelis haven't done enough to avoid killing or injuring civilians as they seek to take out Hamas in Gaza. Does President Biden share that view?
President Biden has, since the very beginning of this conversation, been talking to the Prime Minister, and we have been talking to Israelis at various levels, at the cabinet level and below, about what separates us from Hamas as two democracies, and that's respect for human life. That's abiding by the law of war. That's by doing everything you can to try to prevent civilian casualties and collateral damage, and that's an active conversation we continue to have with them.
Urging them to be more respectful of human life? What exactly is the message that he's conveying?
I think I just conveyed it.
Okay, and then
sort of as you have the Australian Prime Minister coming tomorrow in the midst of all of this activity around the Mideast, can you just give us a sense from the President's perspective, how is he balancing these two sort of immediate foreign policy objectives versus sort of his longer-term foreign policy objectives that the Prime Minister's visit sort of embodies?
Well, he's balancing it well. He's doing it. I mean, if you want to give him a report card, A+. I mean, he's commander in chief. That never stops, and the duties and responsibilities are literally global. I mean, we are one nation that has truly global responsibilities, and he's managing it all.
Today, you're seeing things are being delayed. I mean, surely as
what's being delayed?
I mean, this briefing, for example, is delayed by quite.
Well, that's my fault.
Right. But I mean,
I appreciate that. The national science thing is delayed.
Good move.
It is true.
It is true.
That you've thanked Qatar for its role in helping to secure the release of some of the hostages so far, but I was wondering if the U.S. believes that Qatar should expel the Hamas leaders that are in the country right now.
I don't think. Well, I'll just say we're having conversations with partners across the region, and we know that Qatar has an open line of communication with Hamas. And as you saw, we thank Qatar for their support in helping get those two Americans out. I would just tell you that those discussions and those conversations are ongoing and critically important, and I think I need to leave it at that.
another thing that President Obama said is that the Israeli government's decision to cut off food, water, and electricity to a captive civilian population has the potential to erode global support for Israel. I'm wondering if President Biden agrees with that as well.
He's been talking again to Prime Minister Netanyahu, and we've been speaking to the Israelis again since the very early hours of this 2 weeks ago. It's important, and that's why he worked so hard on this last trip last week to do exactly that by getting the Israelis and the Egyptians to agree for humanitarian assistance to get in.